Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Bryant. I've been in racket sports my whole life. Was a top tennis player at Vanderbilt University and have played at the professional level. I'm passionate about teaching folks at all levels, whether it's tennis, pickleball, padel. But this channel is about more than just racket sports. It's about finding peace on and off the court. So if you're looking for racket sport tips, encouragement, or stories that'll help you find some breakthrough moments, hit that subscribe button, follow along, and we're gonna be chasing inner peace and outer excellence. Let's go. So to kick off today's episode, we are going to start with some rapid fire questions from some fans. Number one word that describes flow: clarity. Number two, favorite ritual before playing: visualization and silence. Biggest distraction you've had to learn to block out: negative thoughts. Flow on the court or off the court? Which comes easier for you? On the court. One habit you'd recommend everyone trying tomorrow: prayer. All right, let's get into the episode. So, have you ever felt like you were in the zone and everything just stood still? No chaos, no confusion, no negative thinking. Anger has totally vanished. That in one way, shape, or form is what we know as flow state. Flow state is what we're all after, whether we realize it or not, both on the court and off the court. It's when, if we're on the court, things just start to slow down. The ball becomes bigger. We're not overthinking. We're not thinking about technically what I should do with this stroke at this point in the shot. We're just playing. We're reacting, but with intention. Going back to my junior tennis days, I remember vividly a moment. I was in the 16 and under age division, and I was playing a national tournament. I was in the finals. It was a very, very big event, and I was the underdog. I was seated much lower. I was playing the top seed. And heading into the match, being brutally honest, I didn't think I was gonna win. I didn't have that belief. But midway through the first set, I saw my opponent's kind of just body language. I was working my way into the match much better than what I was expecting. And things just like flipped like that. I started to not even think anymore. I started to not even notice the crowd. I was going straight to my strings after every point. And the belief slowly started to build more and more. And before I knew it, I had already won the first set. And that type of momentum just continued until I won the match. And I look back on the match and I'm like, what just happened? Like, I don't even almost like remember it. And that's the best way at that point in time I was able to describe flow state without being like deliberate and intentional about like, how am I gonna try to find my way to that state? So flow doesn't come on accident. It's when preparation, it's when presence, staying here now, and peace come together. In today's episode, we're gonna dive into various ways we can find that, be intentional before a game, during a game, after, on the court, and off the court. Okay, let's first now define flow. First and foremost, presence. It's an important word. It's not about dwelling in the past or thinking ahead. It's staying in the here and now, free of worries and anxieties. Number two is calm, using our breath. Inhaling, exhaling, it lowers our heart rate. In pickleball, that could be the difference between thinking effectively or popping it up. In paddle, it could be the difference between knowing when to lob or when to play it slow and keeping it low. In tennis, it could mean the difference between being up a break or down a break because you weren't staying in the here and now. Next is clarity. This is so important. This is being confident and knowing what to do given the game score and the match situation, reading your opponent, their body language, understanding and being intuitive with how you're feeling on the inside, and playing the game based upon the current set of circumstances. Next is confidence, another important one. This is knowing that you've put in the work. You've done all that you can do. Now you're trusting all of that work as you go out onto the court during game day. You can be down match point and still know and have the belief, the sliver of belief, that you can still turn it around. Look at Alcaraz at this year's French Open, down triple match point and found a way to turn it around and to win in 5. And last is faith. Faith in yourself, faith in God that He can bridge the gap between our weakness and His strength. So here are a couple examples of flow when it comes to pickleball and paddle specifically. So recently I was teaching a pickleball clinic, and as I was demonstrating the various drills that we were going to do, everything just felt, again, slower. Every reset was hitting perfectly. Drives were on point, serves, returns, so dialed. Even when it came to teaching and walking court to court, evaluating the players' games, analyzing, providing feedback, everything was just so in sync and flow, no distractions. In paddle, recently played a tournament, and it wasn't the whole match, but there was a time when my partner and I, we just felt totally in sync. Communication was encouraging, it was positive, it was upbeat, and it felt like time was just constantly in sync as well, because we were always moving together, knew which shot to hit and when to call each other off, etc. Next is flow on the court. So let's start with some pre-match rituals. I'm super into starting things off well before the game or practice begins. We don't want to show up to the practice and the first game be our warm-up, or if we're at a tournament and we're working our way into the game after the first 2 to 3 games or sets. No. It's imperative that we start the preparation the day before if it's a tournament. And if it's a practice session, at least 15-20 minutes arriving prior to make sure that we're setting the intention for that practice session, getting the blood flowing, warming up so we can be as effective as possible. Now that might not always be doable with just life and what it throws at you, but when possible, it's so important. Before a tournament, it's definitely doable, because if we set aside the time to play a tournament, we need to treat it like it is the most important thing and protect our calendar. And we do that by making sure the day before, pre-match rituals are proper nutrition, visualization. What have you been working on, whether it's with your partner, internally, with a coach, and writing down how you want to show up in the game. So nutrition, hydration, warming up prior, those are all very important things to think about when it comes to a pre-match or practice routine. Number 2 is building momentum early on, whether it's the first point of the game or match, or on your serve or your return. Look for early ways to get momentum. Oftentimes, in my experience, the one who comes out of the gates the quickest with the most fire and intensity tends to go on to win the match. It is that important. There's a strong correlation. How you start a match, data shows that you will win the match more often than not. So looking for ways to start strong and building on that momentum. Next up is reset tools. This applies for all racket sports, whether it's tennis, whether it's paddle, whether it's pickleball. Learning to slow down when we're losing momentum. When our opponent's starting to catch fire, they're starting to gain confidence, it's going to be very important to slow down. Go to that towel, grab that towel, have some deep breaths. Don't look around, wandering around what's going on around us, looking at other games, other matches, looking ahead to, oh, if I win this game, who am I going to play next? That's all out the window. All we have is right here, right now, and focus and treat it as so. Doubles synergy. How, especially in pickleball and paddle, how often is it that we aim to have positive thinking and encouragement with our partners, but inevitably it's a challenge to actually carry out throughout a whole match, or to say, oh, no worries, that's okay, but the body language to show something else. Our opponents, our partners, we could feel each other's energy. So it's super important to, instead of saying, no, all good, to actually say, no, that's not okay, this is what I'm thinking, this is what we should do. Point being is to communicate the good and the bad, but always end it and channel the communication in a positive way. Because then at the end, after the match, you can get into the specifics and the tactics and strategies of what could have been done better. But during the game, leave that for after and just focus on, hey, this is maybe what we can instantly change, but always do it in a positive, encouraging tone, because that will give us the best chance to play to the best of our ability. And next is body language. This is so important. Whether we realize it or not, we're constantly evaluating our opponent's body language. And them being strong, confident, shoulders back, them playing confidently, taking deep breaths, that shows us that like, okay, look, they're mentally at a peak and they're strong. We have to really show up. Versus if their shoulders are slouched, they're tossing their paddle or their racket, they're negative, that's instantly gonna give us a boost of energy and confidence and help us wanna step on the pedal even more. So always be aware of your body language and never, regardless of what you're thinking up here, show that in how your body's reacting. Shoulders back, moving your feet, and showing confidence. Now let's get to some flow off the court. Just life applications. Parenting, for instance. I have a daughter. Before I go pick up my daughter from school, I'm gonna be going to pick her up later this afternoon. On my drive there, I'm going to be setting the intentions. How do I wanna show up for her after school? How am I gonna bring the energy? How am I gonna stay present? There's a lot on the plate, a lot of things that have to get done, but those can't get done at the same time while I'm trying to be the best dad that I can be. So those things are gonna be put to the side. I'm gonna jot down what has to be done, and I'm gonna delete that from the mind until I can revisit that when I have that time. When it comes to our career, business meetings, preparing for meetings, how are we going to show up? Failing to plan is planning to fail. We know this. When it comes to meetings, making sure that prior, all data is collected prior, all agenda items are very tight and dialed in so we know what we want to discuss, what we want to take away, and ultimately asking what is the goal of the call, and making sure whoever we're speaking with that their needs and goals are met as well. And that cannot be done without preparation. So to flow during a meeting and in the business and on the business side of things, we have to be very prepared. When it comes to content creation, equally as important to be prepared as well. The mind, in a lot of ways, is never off when you're creating content and trying to put out quality content that will hopefully resonate and help others in the world. I make sure that I time block to make sure that the time is guarded for when that time needs to occur, and I work and do my best to get into the flow state so my creative juices can be flowing so I could try my best to make the best content as possible. And then when it comes to film day, on my way to the film session, I'm visualizing how do I want to show up? How do I want to connect with the viewer as I look into the camera? What are the points that I want to get across? I visualize it. I see it happening before it actually happens. Daily anchors. These are going to be simple reminders we hear all the time, but do we actually do them? Writing down the things that we're thankful for. Spending time in silence, whether it's prayer, whether it's meditation, whether it's going for a walk, enjoying the sunset, spending a dinner with a good friend, calling a loved one. Those are all simple things that are controllable and we'll never regret doing after they're done. Mindset reframes. My favorite one is, oh, I don't have to do X, Y, Z. I get to. Oh, my AC just went out. I'm thankful I have a house. I'm thankful I have an AC. Oh, I have to go work out. I'm thankful I have a body that will allow me to work out. Oh, I have to go play pickleball. That's on the schedule today. I'm thankful that I have a schedule that allows me to play pickleball. I don't have time to play pickleball or paddle because of kids. I'm thankful that I have children, the best gift in the world. These are all mental reshifts that reframe our mind and can instantly change how we see things and how our day unravels. And then the last one is community. Life is always more fulfilling when it's done with others. We can certainly go about things on our own, but deep down, we all know when we do it with others that are like-minded, others that we love, life's just more fulfilling. So find folks, whether it's family, close group of friends, colleagues, people that you work with, make sure it's with people that you genuinely enjoy being with, because that will bleed into other areas of our lives and help us find that flow state. How about flow in hard seasons? No one is exempt from hard seasons, pain, suffering. We all go through it. It's inevitable. It's part of life. It's part of the journey. It's what makes the highs that much more sweet and enjoyable. Unfortunately, we have to go through the lows to appreciate those finer and greater things and success stories in life. Many of you know, as shared in many previous episodes, I went through a challenging time back in 2019, 2020, when I became a single dad, lost my mom in the span of a few months. And that's when life flipped me upside down. And I didn't have flow, and flow was really hard to find. And I think that's okay. Like, we can't have this every single day. we'd be kidding ourselves if we thought like every single day, 24/7, we're gonna be in this flow state. It's just not gonna happen. But we can do things that can help us get back to that state eventually. During that time, I was super depressed, and I didn't think, I was asking all the questions, especially, faith being a super, super important part of my life. Like, God, why would this happen? Like, why do you allow this if you're a good God? This isn't fair. Like, there's no purpose in this. And a mentor said, Brian, if life were fair, then we'd all be nailed to a cross. And for some people, that may not resonate, but for some, it may. And for me, it did. And that was a big perspective shift for me, because it's like, look, okay, being a man of faith, like, we're not ultimately deserving of really anything. That's like, I had to look in the mirror and say, Brian, like, I had a sense of entitlement when I'm thinking that. Like, I have to chase what I want. I have to earn it. It's not going to be handed on a silver platter. Thankfully, there is faith, and there is a channel to what I believe is a higher being who can help me have the strength to tap into what it takes to make that a possibility, a reality. But that's just not going to happen. One of my favorite quotes is, pray as though everything depended upon God, and work as if everything depended upon you. And that, to this day, I carry with me, because I think that in a nutshell shows us that, look, we got to put in the work, we got to take one step, and then God will take two. So wherever you're at in life, if you're in a season right now where it's a little bit hard, my encouragement is, one, find community, be easy on yourself, give yourself some grace, forgive yourself first. Ourselves are the hardest person to forgive in my experience, so be easy on yourself. Love yourself a little extra harder, and know that the flow state is closer than what you might think. You're in a breakdown right now, but we all know breakdowns usually precede the breakthrough. Okay, so let's take this all home now. Remember, flow doesn't just show up. It's built daily with our daily choices, our daily actions, by choosing gratitude, by putting in the work, by preparation. If you're in chaos, remember, you are one step, one prayer, one action away from turning things around. So choose presence, choose peace, choose wisely. So thank you guys for staying till the end. You are the real ones. Comment below. I want to hear below. Let's fire up these comments. What was your biggest takeaway? How do you find inner peace on the court, off the court? And together, let's keep being relentless in pursuing inner peace and outer excellence on the court and off the court. I'll see you guys next time.